In the 90s, Sinbad was a near constant presence on TV and at the movies, but we don't hear too much from this one-named comedian anymore. So just where did Sinbad go? Let's find out. One of the main reasons Sinbad isn't as prolific as he used to be is because his health isn't always 100%. In 2010, for example, he had to undergo knee replacement surgery, which is a costly and painful procedure that requires a lot of recovery time. Patients essentially have to relearn to walk. Sinbad received 2 artificial joints, or bionic knees as he calls them. Alas, the new knees left one of his legs slightly longer than the other, which made his gait become what he refers to as a pimp walk.
Got one leg short than the other because I had my knees replaced, so one leg just didn't bend all the way out. So it gives me a pimp walk. So people think I'm just pimp walking.
Sinbad was knocked out of commission again 5 years later when his chronic back pain grew so unbearable that in 2015, on his 59th birthday no less, he had to undergo double fusion spinal surgery. The procedure lasted for 10 hours, but as of 2019, he's still alive and kicking. Sinbad was huge in the 90s. He was on TV all the time throughout the decade, partly because he churned out comedy special after comedy special that ran on the likes of HBO and the fledgling Comedy Central. They aired less and less as Comedy Central developed a larger slate of original programming, and perhaps as a result, Sinbad produced fewer specials. After 1998's Nothing But the Funk, he focused on movies and sitcoms and didn't tape another solo show until 2010's appropriately titled Where You Been. 4 years later, he delivered Make Me Wanna Holla, but it's been pretty slow going since then. Sinbad fans may remember Mark Curry, one of his 90s stand-up comedy contemporaries and the star of the ABC sitcom Hangin' with Mr. Cooper. In 2006, Curry was doing his laundry at home when a can of spray starch fell behind a hot water heater and exploded, leaving second-degree burns over 20% of his body. Even after a 3-day medically induced coma, the pain was so bad that Curry contemplated suicide. In response, Curry's comedian friends, particularly Sinbad, jumped into action. They talked with Curry on the phone and were generally just there for him in an effort to lift his spirits. Curry later spoke with People magazine about his journey out of the ordeal, revealing that Sinbad making him laugh was one of the things that lifted his spirits. Sinbad is still a touring comic, but if he's gracing a stage these days, it's far more likely that he's doing it as a musician. After buying a drum kit and learning to play a couple years back, he formed a band for the first time in more than 30 years. It's a jazz-funk group called Memphis Red and the Stank Nasty Band. Sinbad fronts the group, singing and playing guitar under the stage name of his alter ego Memphis Red. Musical performances as Memphis Red happen to bookend Sinbad's 2014 comedy special Make Me Wanna Holla. Hopefully his funk starts influencing his comedy and vice versa, if it hasn't already. In December 2009, the IRS went after Sinbad for millions in uncollected taxes. He apparently hadn't paid federal income tax in about a decade. It was so bad that a judge ordered that he sell his $1.5 million house in Hidden Hills, California, to help alleviate some of the $8.15 million he owed the government. To protect himself, he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, but the case was later dismissed because he filled out the wrong paperwork. Regardless, Sinbad was still on the hook for his crushing tax debt, and he ended up filing for bankruptcy again in 2013. Around that time, he explained that his financial problems were not a result of squandering.
My thing is, I didn't buy Bentleys. I didn't live large. I believed in me, I invested in me, and I invested in a lot of other people. I would not change it. I would not go back.
A year after filing for bankruptcy for the first time, Sinbad resorted to something that a lot of formerly prominent stars have done: reality TV. In 2010, he appeared on The Celebrity Apprentice, albeit very briefly, getting fired on the second episode of the season amidst a disagreement with bandana enthusiast Bret Michaels. Sinbad later joked during an appearance on Oprah, Where Are They Now?, about his regret from being on the show.
Who the heck is Donald Trump to fire me? I regret I didn't tell Donald Trump, you need to fire your barber.
In 2011, Sinbad starred in his own reality show entitled Sinbad, It's Just Family. It depicted his unique home life as he and his wife Meredith divorced in 1992 after 6 years of marriage, but then remarried in 2002. Alas, the series was canceled after just one season. Sinbad got back into scripted TV in 2018 on the Fox sitcom Rel, in which he played Lil Rel Howery's dad, but that also ended up being canceled after only one season. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.